I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If I could get a moment of silence, please. All righty, thank you, folks. I want to welcome everybody that's viewing or here in person. Start with a roll call. I'm going to start with Commissioner Smith.
Here.
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 And I'm here. Public comment. We have anything? I don't believe there was anything. Okay. Administrative business, Mark, before we ask the commissioners. Do you have anything for us?
No, I don't have anything today.
Besides this book that you printed for us, thank you.
That's for later.
I know.
And it's clear as mud.
Yeah. Commissioners, y'all got anything on the administrative business?
Will anybody be attending the United Way breakfast tomorrow morning?
I'll go.
Okay. Well, I can go.
No, I'll go. I forgot to RSVP. Though.
Yeah, I'll go.
Oh, I did not RSVP.
They said a little.
Oh,
you.
That'll be all right. It'll be all right.
all right. I might make it. Well, I can ask Mark after the meeting on the other meeting. Okay.
Commissioners, y'all have anything else to say to this? Okay. Okay, consent agenda. Is there anything needs to be pulled or not? I'd take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion or comments? If not, I'll call the roll. Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stevens?
Aye.
Mr. Culbertson?
Aye.
Commissioner KAAZ?
Aye.
I hear you say, okay. Don't throw me off like that.
I said aye.
Aye. Okay. Formal board action. Discuss appointments to the Juvenile and Adult Community Corrections Advisory Board. Is that
Jamie?
come on up? Sorry, I didn't see you back there. Come on up.
Good morning.
Put my glasses
Don't
on.
recognize you after mask.
I know. This is the first time I've seen y'all's faces.
I'm sorry, but go ahead. Speaking for myself, one of my counterparts over there. Okay?
All right. Well, we have had our advisory board open since I think about April 20th, our last meeting. I'm checking on here. And we've had to extend it on 3 different occasions because we have not been getting that many applicants. In fact, we've only had 1 for the Juvenile Corrections Advisory Board and 3 for the adult. So I don't know if y'all have had time to look over those.
Oh, yeah.
So, commissioners, I guess the question for today is you have 3 applicants for the adult, which has 2 openings, and 1 for the juvenile. Do you want to continue to extend these deadlines to try to recruit more people, even though it's been
Over a month.
over a month that we've extended it actually, or would you like to go ahead with the applicants that you currently have?
Well, on the adult, I have heard that there's other people that might apply. So if that's the case, I would like to at least continue that one for till next meeting.
How's this advertised? Is it online?
It is online. It's on our page. I've myself done some recruiting. I've asked people that we work with to do some recruiting. One of our advisory board openings, the vacancy is currently held by someone who was practicing substance abuse and mental health counseling. So I think filling some of these vacancies with people in similar roles so that we have those broad perspectives will be really beneficial, because there is so much intersection between mental health and substance abuse in community corrections. And so I think finding people who are actively in this role that can be a part of our board, that we can collaborate and work on building those partnerships with, I feel like that would be very beneficial.
So
Can you tell me just briefly, just in a synopsis, what is the role of the adult board and then the role of the junior board?
So the roles are the same. The corrections advisory boards were enacted to get at least 12 members from the community, and certain roles have to be represented: sheriff, police, county attorney. The judge has a couple of judiciary appointments, and then some of them are county and city commission appointments, and then a mental health appointment. And those members meet 4 times a year, at least once quarterly, and they address any issues and advise on the corrections plan for each fiscal year, as well as approve the comprehensive grant for either the juvenile corrections side or the adult side. And the juvenile board, it's for the first district, so half of those members are Leavenworth and half of them from Atchison. And I believe in the past they even rotated some of those roles between, Atchison Sheriff one year, someone from Leavenworth another year. So.
Well, on the juvenile one, that was the one we only had one, right? Is that correct? And that one looks
Very qualified.
Yeah, going down the road that you were just talking.
Absolutely.
That's the one I would, depending on what the other county commissioners do, I would have no problem trying to get a motion on that one. The other one, I know I'd just like to see a couple more, because we got 2 openings and we got 3. I'd like to put that off at least give us at least 2 weeks, unless the county commissioners disagree.
Is there only one spot in the
Juvenile.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this look at this resume. That's right down.
Right. No, it's very qualified.
It's right down the thing.
If we're going to hold it open for one, though, maybe we should hold it open for both, and then just do them both at the same time.
What would Jamie's recommendation be?
Yeah.
Table it for 30 days or something?
When's your next meeting?
Not until July
Yeah.
15th. However, I would like the opportunity for them to at least get caught up and catch up with our comp plan. As y'all know,
Yeah.
I'm quite wordy, so are
that's
my
true, too.
grants. So I'd like
2
them
weeks.
to,
2 weeks.
to have an idea of what we're doing before, they join the board. So at least 2 weeks for the adult. I'm comfortable with the juvenile advisory board applicant. I've worked with him in the past, and I know that he is anxious to contribute to his community. He works in court services in another jurisdiction, and I think, that will also help us collaborate better with some of those other jurisdictions as well.
Mr. Chairman, you want a motion
Yes,
on that
sir.
one? Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint Willie Williams to the Juvenile Community Correction Juvenile Advisory Board. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? None, I'll call it roll. Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Aye.
So for the adult, then we'll bring back that
Couple
in
weeks.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
and hopefully the other applicants that have reached out to you saying they're going to apply will get that information.
And
turned
does
in.
this not run as a public notice in the paper? It's just on the website?
I think we put it on the website, Facebook, multiple
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the newspaper, but
Well, it might just be a good idea to throw it out there one more time, since we're going to put it off for 2 weeks. Let people know that it's still open.
I know that it was on I know that it was on the
Yeah,
county
so-
Facebook page.
yeah.
So is everybody okay with that?
But it may have been not clear, because I think that when they did it, they had both listed, and so it may not have been
So if you
clear that it
remove
was for,
one-
that it was for both,
Right.
that there were openings on
I'll
both.
clarify
if people
that, though,
didn't
when
look so.
you put it out again. Vicky's got a good point.
Yes.
And remove the juvenile one?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
put for the adult
Is that,
corrections.
Mark, we don't need a motion on that table, do we? Or
No, because it wasn't, we didn't have it prepared for,
Okay,
we'll
okay.
put it off in 2 weeks.
All right, so what the agreement is, and the consensus, we'll bring it back in 2 weeks. And we'll see if there's anybody else. If not, we'll go from there.
I assume these advisory boards are in the state statute, that this is part
Yes.
of the
Okay?
And the commission is represented on both.
You-
Board of County Commissioners, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Very good. I think we have nothing else.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Appreciate seeing y'all today.
Yeah.
You too.
Have a good one.
Okay, is any additional public comment? I don't think there was. Okay. Let's see when we went to 9:45. If that's the case, we can go around the horn. Doug, do you have anything in the group?
Just sat in on the Mark meeting yesterday, Zoom. I have Basher City Council tonight, and I have Fairmount Township tomorrow night.
Mike?
Met with the Linwood city man, or what is her administrator, about getting their funding through the American Rescue Plan, and we'll continue to have the meetings with the LCDC.
How'd that go the other day?
I think we're making progress.
Okay, that's good.
Jeff?
Met with Jeff Pittman again, and I'm meeting with Lance Neely later this week or early next week. A couple issues, Senate Bill 13, Eastern Gateway, a couple other issues. That's about it.
Vicki?
Let's see. I participated in the Workforce Partnership, both Board of Directors meeting and then the CEO meeting yesterday. Nothing really significant new to report. All of the grants are moving forward. They're still moving forward with all of the workforce initiatives and things seem to be going well. Our district did lose part of the WIOA, or a portion of WIOA funds. We're not quite sure why, and that is being looked into by Commissioner Philbrook from Wyandotte and Keely Snyder, who are trying to delve into why, because the state of Kansas did receive $2 million more dollars than had been anticipated, yet our district received a reduction, and we have no understanding of exactly why, where Wichita received a substantial increase. And so I think we're kind of trying to figure out what's going on, and so that'll be probably reported on in the next meeting. But aside from that, that was the most discussed thing. Let's see. Last night, Mr. Van Paris and I met in a very long meeting we participated in for the City Commission meeting, and just kind of got the first consideration for the rezoning for the Cushing facility. There were no questions, no issues. I foresee that probably will move to the next and final decision next month. And I think that's pretty much it.
I forgot to mention that with all the rain and flooding that we had, it worked out really well that we raised the Millwood Bridge 3 feet tall.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, because that was the only way to get across
It
for about
was.
2 days there.
That's good. That's great. I had City Lansing has decided to do their fireworks show this year and a little bit of entertainment. I think it's July 3rd, but I don't hold me to that. But
It's Saturday night.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's I could be it's the second or third. I should have that in front of me, but I just noticed that they are going to do that. And of course they'll have some things for the kids out there too, but I'll give you a better time. It's on their website, but I'm glad to see we're getting back open to where people can go out and have a good time and talk to each other and just meet and have some interaction. So with that, and Mark, you said you didn't have anything?
Nope. Just want to
Go ahead.
thank our senator and our representatives that came to our work session last week. I thought that was very helpful. I'd like to see more of that in the future.
Yeah.
It sounds like everybody's trying to meet with them on the side. And hopefully next session we can gain some traction on comparable sales and local ad valorem tax refund back to the county.
You know, one thing, and Doug, you make an excellent point. It seems like once we always have these meetings afterwards, or not, at least this time. I'm not so sure we shouldn't be bringing these folks in and remind them, as we did, some of the issues that we have when they're getting ready to go there. Because sometimes with everything they have to do, it can be it's pushed back. And It was definitely up front from the conversations we had with them. So maybe, November, December, or something on there for January. Bring them
We usually
back.
have a legislative breakfast right before the session.
Right.
But with COVID last year, we couldn't do that.
Yeah, we should do that. That's a good point.
That's a good, we usually have a set of things we want to present.
Yeah.
And I really want to keep pushing to get the local ad valorem tax relief
Absolutely.
brought back to the local governments, because I think that's
What it's collected
important.
for.
Yes.
Doug, you're going to be going to the commissioners.
Yes, I am.
I know you'll be talking to them. That might be something, if you wouldn't mind, just to start. I'm sure they're.
That's why I'm going.
Okay. Nothing more needs to be said. That's what we do. Because we need to keep that in front of people. And the only way we're going to get that fixed is if all the counties come together.
Exactly.
And stay on board on this. So I think
It's all
that'd be great.
counties.
That's
Right.
right.
The sales tax is collected, sent to Topeka, and it's supposed to be 3.6%, supposed to be sent back for local property tax reduction.
And it just
They're
has not
keeping
happened.
the money.
And I can't think of a better spokesman than Doug Smith to do this, because he makes it very clear.
I think Mr. Ridgemont would be a better one.
Anyways, anything else?
I do have one
Yeah,
thing.
Mike, go ahead.
Are you going to
I just want a clarification for folks that maybe are watching or paying attention, and that the Board of County Commissioners has not changed, other than County Road 1 corridor. We have not changed the zoning within Leavenworth County. The eastern portion of the county is predominantly zoned 2.5. The western portion of the county is predominantly zoned 5.0. That has not changed. We have adopted a land use comprehensive plan that if you are making exceptions to that, you can present your proposal, but we have not changed zoning, and I think there's some confusion about the two things.
That's not what it says on Facebook.
Exactly.
Must be
That's
true.
why we're trying to clarify that, and maybe the media could help us clarify that. The zoning has not changed in the county, and we have not proposed in a serious way changing it.
It's a case by
Even on the
case basis.
comprehensive plan, the majority of the rural area is still 5 acres.
Right.
So,
And that's, I think some of the petitions I'm reading, say we want to go to 5 acres. I'm sure you don't want to go to 5 acres and change everything that's on the eastern part of the county back to 5 acres. It would be very difficult. And it's very interesting if you look at the land ownership map. It's already in my district, especially, it's already smaller parcels. And the way we don't really control the way land is sold and developed. We put parameters around it, but the way the development has occurred, that's what people are buying.
And oftentimes, these are decisions and negotiations that are made between property owners and other, people that are for sales developers or whoever. We just
They follow the comp plan.
follow the.
it's almost like
And I also question the fact that it's being suggested that if you're for 2.5 as opposed to 5, that's somehow you're for more country style living if you're for 5 acres as opposed to 2.5. If you really think about it, there's not that much difference between the 5 and the 2.5. We're not a big acreage rural county like in western Kansas anymore.
almost sounds like you think there should be different rules for the north end of the county than the south end, Mike.
I don't know about that.
Just thinking and I think for some people that if there is, that 2.5 to 5, there is somewhat of a difference because of density within a specific area. But as you said, there has not been, the commission has not changed zoning.
No.
The majority of the county, and
This like I said when I first got here, this was kind of new to me, and I just have a tough time when people own land telling them what they can do, what they can't do with it. I just really struggle with that, and I can understand some people the concerns that they have, but I just really struggle with that. Anyway, anything else on?
Well, that's true. We're still capitalists, I believe, not socialists. So
Some of us.
Well, the
Jeez, Mike.
back on the 2.5, the local surveyor that comes in here presented us with one early on, and that's why it's on a case-by-case basis. He had a family farm that wanted to track off for each kid 2.5 acres.
Right.
On an 80-acre tract, I believe, and they tracked off out by the road, left one track with an L shape. Doing that preserved the agriculture more than anything. And it's a family that owned that land forever. And for us to tell them they can't do 2.5 acres, that was ridiculous. You know, we approved the rezone change for 2.5 acres on that. That was a perfect scenario that when you're talking about preserving agriculture, they preserve the agriculture.
Yep, and along those lines,
Dave, lives in your area.
Well, we've seen it a lot where it's been proven over and over that people, when they move out into the county and buy a small tract, they want to maintain about 2 or 3 acres. Mm-hmm. I can show you hundreds of examples where they have 5-acre tracts and they don't maintain the back 2 or 3 acres. They let it grow up in the wild brush and thistles and hedge trees. So we're wasting that back 2.5 acres by not letting it remain in ag to the bigger parcel. Mm-hmm. The frontage is still the same, so in most cases you're not going to get more houses because the frontage is still the same. If a 5-acre tract is 300 feet frontage by 600 feet deep, a 2-acre tract is 300 feet frontage by 300 feet deep. What we're doing is protecting the ag more with the smaller tracts because that back 2.5 doesn't grow up in the wild brush.
It was worse when we only had to do 10-acre tracts.
Yeah, they would
really
still only
bad.
maintain the front 2, and they let the back 8 grow up in the wild. So
filling up with junk. That's what I do, but that's just me.
Well, and another issue that's come up that when this has been discussed is the fact that a lot of people moving in from out of the county, my area, is for younger folks, there's a sense of affordability where 2.5 acre is a lot more affordable than 5 acres. And you can put a country estate on 2.5 acres, and where the larger the parcels, you're pricing people out of the market. And so I think you need to think about housing affordability as well.
Mm-hmm.
Spoken like a true realtor.
But people want to move to our county, and we should be really proud of that. If we could get as many businesses here as we do homeowners, we'd have it going on.
There's a reason people move here. Anything else?
Yes,
If
sir.
not, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I move for we adjourn.
Second?
Motion second to adjourn. Any more comments? Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
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 Aye. We will start.